are joined now by U.S. Secretary of Commerce Gina Raimondo. Thank you so much for your time. You heard Mary there reporting that some progressive Democrats are saying this plan isn't enough. A statement from House Progressive says that the plan, quote, can and should be substantially larger in size and scope. But some moderate Democrats are concerned about the $2 trillion price tag. How does President Biden plan to thread that needle to get all Democrats on the same page? And what's the timeline for getting it done?
Yeah. So good evening, and thank you for having me. The president has been very clear. He wants to work across the aisle with members of Congress in order to get this done. He has done what a leader does. He puts forth his vision, and it is a bold vision. It's a $2 trillion historic size investment broadly in infrastructure. Will put millions of Americans to work. And now the discussions begin. And he's been very clear with us on his team that we are to work collaboratively with members of Congress to hear their ideas. But what will not be acceptable is doing nothing, because we can't wait. So the answer to your question of how quickly we want to get going, we're working immediately to go ahead and produce results for the American people, get people back to work, rebuild roads and bridges and housing and broadband and waterways. America deserves it, and it's time to get it done.
And you say doing nothing is not an option. Is President Biden prepared to go forward without any Republicans on this vote, as he did for the COVID relief bill? Is that an acceptable route on the issue of infrastructure for areas like repairing roads and bridges, which is usually a rare bipartisan agreement?
Yeah, so it is much too early to start talking about that. The president outlined his vision a couple of hours ago. So today is the beginning. Today, the president has outlined an extraordinary, broad, bold vision to invest in America, and we begin the discussion on Capitol Hill. We believe there is room for compromise, but room for bipartisan support. This is an American proposal. This is allowing American businesses and workers to compete with China, to compete in the world today, to stand back up after the devastation of COVID, and to, as the president would say, build back better and build back more equally.
And lastly, Republicans in Congress have already expressed opposition to the call for increasing the corporate tax rate. How do you respond to concerns that raising taxes on American corporations, many that were hit hard during the pandemic, could hurt the recovery, and any concern that trillions more in spending could lead to inflation, which hurts the economy?
So again, I just keep going back to look at the alternative. The option of not making these investments would be devastating for America and devastating for American businesses. This is about enhancing American competitiveness so businesses can grow faster and better. They need a workforce that has the skills required. It's in their interest for every American to have broadband. There are historic investments here in research and development, in manufacturing. Let's get back into the business of making things in America, in advanced manufacturing. So fundamentally, at its core, it's a bill about a package about enhancing American competitiveness. And as it relates to the tax increases, they are reasonable. They are also competitive. And again, let's begin the discussion.
Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.